Welcome to the 16th episode of Two Cents Tuesday for 2022. This week, the subject is digital technology. Technology has changed and is continuing to change the world in which we live. Many jobs that used to exist 20 years ago have either become obsolete or are threatened because of technology. We no longer have people who manufacture or repair VCRs. CD and fax machine repairmen have all but disappeared. No one works in video stores renting out movies anymore. And people hardly remember that once upon a time, not too long ago, film processing stores where you brought in your Kodak film from your camera to be processed were in very high demand. Stores that sell CDs and DVDs are disappearing, although it is cool to see that vinyl records are making a comeback, even though it's still a small niche market. The way we read our newspapers has changed, with many people preferring the digital online edition to hard copy, and that has affected newspaper publishing jobs. At the same time, new professions are emerging, again driven by technology. 20 years ago, no one had ever heard of an app developer, a social media manager, an Uber or Lyft driver, a cloud computing specialist, a sustainability manager, a YouTube content creator, a drone operator, a search engine optimization specialist, or a podcast producer. These jobs are now among the most attractive and in demand. It is predicted that in 10 years' time, artificial intelligence will replace speech transcribers, translators, many customer service employees, receptionists, proofreaders, couriers and delivery people, retail salespeople, and even accountants. In fact, it is already happening. Chatbots are increasingly replacing retail salespeople on many company websites, and relatively inexpensive software can very accurately transcribe and translate foreign languages in real time. Our human civilization has gone through three major industrial revolutions. The first industrial revolution took place between 1760 and 1820, and it was characterized by the use of steam to mechanize production. The second industrial revolution lasted for most of the 19th century and into the early part of the 20th century. This revolution used electric power to create mass production. During that period, oil and iron were mined to cause a rapid expansion in the growth of cities and the development of railroads in Europe and North America, which simplified transportation. The third industrial revolution was driven by electronics and information technology. It started in the 1970s, and its most pronounced features were the automation of many industrial processes and the removal of humans from many assembly or manufacturing lines. Unfortunately, our countries in the Caribbean and the rest of the global South were not major players in any of these three previous industrial revolutions. However, we are currently on the brink of the fourth industrial revolution, where the fusion of human and artificial intelligence is creating innovations that are disrupting and transforming every aspect of our life. How we conduct business is changing. The ways in which we interact and socialize with each other are changing. The manner in which we are educated and receive new knowledge is changing. Everything is changing, and sometimes quickly and very dramatically. Many of the things we regarded as unshakable, sacrosanct, are now being challenged or disproved by new information and new discoveries, mostly driven by advances in technology. We are living in a world of the Internet of Things, where machines and household appliances are communicating with each other, and Alexa and Siri are performing tasks and talking back to us. We have robotics that perform delicate surgeries and other highly specialized tasks. Autonomous or self-driving vehicles are now on the streets in many industrialized countries. 3D printers can print new buildings, create edible foods, and manufacture prosthetics. Biotechnology and genetic engineering are allowing us to sequence DNA and engineer disease resistance into crops and perhaps soon humans and livestock. Renewable energy generation and storage are making it possible for us to shed our destructive reliance on fossil fuels for energy. Quantum computing is solving big, complex problems, and nanotechnology is operating at the smallest, most microscopic of levels to allow us to solve complicated challenges. The world in which we live and the world in which we are living is changing before our lives. The major currency that is driving this fourth industrial revolution is not the dollar, not the pound sterling, the yen, or the euro. It is our intelligence, our creativity, our cognitive ability, and the ease with which we can access technology to create, to innovate, to problem solve, and to market. This means that unlike the previous 3 industrial revolutions, St. Lucia and the rest of the Caribbean are very well poised to take advantage of the opportunities that the 4th industrial revolution will present. The factors of production are accessible and available to us. They are within our grasp. However, for us to take advantage of these opportunities, we must change the orientation of our education system. Our education system is not currently fit for purpose. We have to improve the digital and cognitive skills of our workforce. We must invest in our human capital so that our citizens become more adaptable. Alvin Toffler put it perfectly and succinctly when he said, "The illiterate of the future are not those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." Unfortunately, that subject is a little too complex for me to deal with this week, but I will come back to it, I promise, very soon in a subsequent 2 Cents Tuesday. We must also ensure that our digital infrastructure is modern, secure, and provides access to everyone in an environment that ensures fairness, equity, inclusivity, and affordability. This is where the government and the regulators like ECTEL and the NTRC must come in. Their job is to create a level, accessible, and affordable digital playing field. The digital economy accounts for over 15% of global gross domestic product. And over the past 15 years, it has been growing 2.5 times faster than global GDP. Our young people are digital natives. If we are serious about creating employment for them and providing new economic opportunities, the digital economy must be a target of our efforts. Technology will allow us to penetrate new markets, create innovative products, improve our efficiency and productivity, reduce the cost of doing business, create new spheres of economic opportunity, amplify education opportunities, simplify the logistics of production and distribution, improve the targeting and delivery of social services, expand access to public services, and better manage our environment. Our digital infrastructure is now as important as any other element of public infrastructure. And in some ways, it can be argued that it may be the most important component of infrastructure. Therefore, we must treat it that way and give it the focus and the attention that it deserves. We must remember, however, that not everyone currently has the means or the ability to access the new and rapidly evolving digital world. There are many of our citizens in this country who suffer from the digital divide that is caused by access to finance, by age, and by geographic location. We must continue to cater to them while we work to improve their skills and their levels of access. There must be what is called a just transition to the world of the 4th industrial revolution, in the same way that there must be a just transition to a sustainable development future. In fact, Sustainable Development Goal number 9 calls on governments to ensure that their citizens, have universal access to information and communications technology. We must commit strongly to this target. In closing, I want to offer a personal opinion, a reflection on the recent incident involving the student from the Cicero Secondary School and the confiscation of that student's cell phone. Promoting the evolution of our classrooms into smart digital learning environments where teachers use information and communications technology to make learning more interactive and fun is not the same as allowing students the freedom to use cell phones in the classroom or on the school compound during school hours for personal reasons. There may be instances where a teacher may allow the supervised use of a smartphone during a class as a learning device. In fact, I am all for teachers helping students to understand and explore the immense power and versatility of the cell phone that they carry around with them. That phone provides access to libraries of books, encyclopedias of knowledge, learning applications, scores of learning applications, interactive maps and geographic features, and several other very useful educational tools. They can be used, our phones, to conduct research, write essays, and create magazines. Therefore, children should be taught to understand the full value of a smartphone as a powerful technology tool. However, there are several very good reasons why schools do not and should not allow unsupervised cell phone use during the school day. And all of these are for the good of the students, the school, and the learning environment. Also, remember, our schools are places where children learn the rules of living in a society, and that there are consequences when these rules are broken. It is for all these reasons that I have absolutely no problem with our schools and the Ministry of Education instituting strict rules about cell phone use by students on the school compound during the school day, and enforcing the penalties when these rules are broken. Thank you for viewing another episode of 2 Cents Tuesday. Have a safe and productive week. Goodbye.